Let's start with learning about the specialist role. Specialist players are essential as they can place supplies and ammunition for other teammates to utilise. A nearby teammate has requested explosive ammo. Get over there and supply them. An engineer has left a barricade blueprint along the road that needs to be built. Use the hammer in your loadout to finish constructing it. Any nearby teammates with a hammer can help speed up the building process as well. Great job, but we can do more. Upgrade the barricade to the next level. Certain structures, like the barricade and bunker, can be improved by using extra supplies. Once upgraded, they can withstand more damage and can even provide more cover at higher upgrade levels. A teammate's calling for supplies. Place them in the marked location. Supplies are the lifeblood of the team. With them, squad leaders can set up spawn points and engineers can build defences to help fortify your position. Your squad leader is requesting you redeploy as an engineer and help secure your team's defensive position. You are now playing as the engineer. From building defences like barbed wire and barricades, to repair and resupply stations for vehicles, the engineer is able to reshape the battlefield. Build a manpower node in the designated space. You can use the wrench in your loadout to place the blueprint, then use the hammer to build it. This is one of 3 resource nodes that generate resources for the commander, allowing them to call in devastating offensive strikes, spawn in new vehicles for the team, and much more. Let's build up our defences to hold off future enemy attacks. Place some barbed wire in the highlighted area. The engineer has a blowtorch in their loadout that can be used to repair damaged vehicles. Let's approach the nearby tank and help it out. Other engineers can assist in order to speed up repair time. As an engineer, you're also able to destroy enemy structures. You can interact with them or go for the more explosive option and use a satchel charge. To start, let's approach the first barrier and dismantle it. Great job. Now let's move to the marked area and use the satchel charge to destroy the next barrier. When using the satchel, be sure to stand back. It has a large explosive radius. Congratulations, this concludes your training.
Welcome to Grenadier and Machine Gunner training. There are a myriad of vehicles you'll come across on the battlefield, and some roles are designed to help take them out. We're starting with the Grenadier, a role that has access to explosive weaponry that can disrupt and destroy enemy armor and light vehicles. Equip the RPG to take down the tank ahead. It's important to consider armor thickness when aiming your attacks. The engine compartment at the rear of the tank has the least protection. Disabling the tracks will bring the tank to a crawl. Disabling its turret will weaken its offensive capabilities. Destroying its hull will wipe the tank out completely. Great work! The Grenadier can also place mines that cause massive damage to enemies that trigger them. Let's place an AP mine in the road up ahead. Now it's time to learn a new role. Please redeploy and select the machine gunner role. You are now playing as the machine gunner. With access to a deployable MG with a large magazine, the machine gunner is excellent at suppressing the enemy and halting waves of attacks. First things first, an enemy boat is nearby and we need to deal with its driver and passengers. Mount your MG for improved accuracy and take them out. MGs are excellent at suppressing and killing the operators and passengers of lightly armored vehicles like the boat. Suppression blurs enemy vision and improves your chances at taking them out. As an MVA machine gunner, you have access to an AA gun capable of suppressing and destroying enemy helicopters. Use the wrench to place it and the hammer to build it in the highlighted area. Now, enter the AA gun and shoot down the enemy chopper. The AA gun is the most effective at disrupting the helicopter's aerial dominance. Enough concentrated fire will bring one crashing down. have successfully completed your training.
Welcome to Commander Training. It is your job to lead your team to victory by organising squads, placing spawns, and using resources to control the battlefield. Let's start by learning about Commander abilities. All of the Commander abilities can be found within the tactical map. They will depend on cooldowns and the available resources on the map, which is why it's important to have your squads build resource nodes. Resource nodes are important tools that generate materials for the commander, which can then be used to support the wider team through commander abilities. There are 3 types of nodes: manpower, munitions, and fuel. Up to 3 sets of each can be built, and this can only be done by an engineer. Coordinating with your team is vital to get the necessary resources flowing across the battlefield. The blue dots, or blueberries, are your friendly teammates. Beside them are the nodes and their respective icons. The circle around each node shows its area of effect, and is useful when placing them as a set of nodes, which provide more buffs when placed in proximity of one another. Once enough resources are generated, commander abilities can then be selected from the list and placed across the map. It helps keep an eye on the territory ownership and the grid while placing them, as not all placements are valid. To start, let's call in a supply truck at the HQ for your team. Good job. The supply truck can be used to carry a large quantity of supplies from headquarters to the front lines, and can make multiple drops at a time. Returning it to a resupply station will restock it. Now, let's call in the supply drop. Great job. The supply drop is a great way of getting supplies quickly across the battlefield, and can be utilised by your team to get a wide network of spawns and structures set up. They can be used as many times as you need, respective of the cooldown between uses. Supplies are on the way. Let's place down a marker to let our team know and request they build a garrison there. Now, let's focus on attacking the enemy point. By using the recon ability, we can scout ahead to the next capture point to see what enemies await us. The ability covers an entire strip of the battlefield, and within that you will see a snapshot of both enemy infantry and vehicle locations. Now we can see enemies on the tactical map. Let's call in a napalm strike to clear out the point. The napalm strike does massive damage across a wide area, but will harm friendlies as well as enemies, so use it wisely. Our territory is under attack. Let's place a defend marker on the friendly point to let our team know. Use the reinforceability on the point to support our troops. This will bolster our team's presence on the ground and help us fight off the enemy. We are reclaiming our territory from the enemy. Let's return to capturing enemy territory. Place an attack marker over the enemy hardcap to let our team know where to go next. Now let's use an artillery strike to blast the enemy point before our team advances. The artillery strike is another offensive ability that does a wide area of damage in multiple rounds. It costs less munitions to use than the napalm strike. Excellent. We're taking the point from the enemy. Well done. You've successfully completed commander training.
Welcome to Recon Training. The Recon Squad comprises of two roles, spotter and sniper. It's Recon's job to relay enemy sightings, neutralize threats, and disrupt enemy movements and resources behind enemy lines. Let's get started. Move to the marked location. You're playing the spotter, the acting leader of the Recon Squad. Let's start by placing an outpost. To do this, equip the field pad and place the outpost inside the designated area. This outpost can only be used by your squad when redeploying. Outposts placed by Recon Squads are the only type of outpost that can be placed in locked enemy territory. Enemy forces have been spotted across the river. Move to the next marked location overlooking the bridge. Let's pinpoint where the enemy forces are located. Equip your flare gun. Aim and fire above the marked location. Good shot. Now open your tactical map and observe the flare's circular radius and the enemy positions that have been detected. Equip your binoculars and mark enemies with the correct non-verbal markers. Keep a lookout for enemy infantry, tank, and garrison targets. Well done! Now it's time to learn how to play as the sniper. In a battle scenario, you would be joined by another team member playing as the sniper, but this is training, so let's teach you the basics of playing sniper as well. First, we need to redeploy. Select the sniper role and then deploy on the outpost we placed down earlier. You're now in the sniper role. Follow orders from the spotter and use your sniper rifle to spot and eliminate enemy threats. Move back to the vantage point. Now, neutralize all the enemy targets we spotted earlier. Aim down the sight and steady your aim before taking a shot. You must stop aiming down the sight to cycle the bolt between shots, so take your time and be precise. Well done! You have successfully completed recon training.
Welcome to mortar training. The mortar squad is made up of the observer, the support, and the gunner roles. You are the gunner, a key role with your squad. You have access to a wrench and hammer you can use to build the mortar and defend it. Let's start by building the mortar. The mortar is a powerful offensive weapon with a lot of range, but it's important you set it up in a good location where you're out of enemy sights and able to reach your targets. Now, let's redeploy as the observer where we can use the flare to scout for enemies for the squad. You are now the observer, leader of your squad. It's your job to locate enemies and provide effective communication and targets to your team. Let's locate some enemies. Equip your flare gun and aim towards the marker. Good job! Using your tactical map, you can see where the enemies are located. Now, let's enter the aimer seat. Here, you can line up the scope with the target and use the metric conversion chart to find the correct elevation. Another marker has come in for us to target. Let's readjust and keep going. Well done! You have successfully completed mortar training.